style, every color, every fabric. Save on plush leather sofas, reclining sofas, sleeper sofas, sectionals, and fabric sofas. Every sofa reduced to a shocking low price. Remember, sales like this don't happen every day. So shop the Rooms to Go store-wide sofa sale. Now through Tuesday, every sofa is on sale.
It's a new way. The right way. Greenway. Shop greenwayoftheshoals.com.
One more reason, Window World is America's #1 replacement window company.
Our lifetime transferable warranty.
At Window World, not only do we stand behind our windows,
We stand on them.
call for your free in-home estimate.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Well, the future of the Three Springs Juvenile Detention Facility in the city of Madison is in jeopardy.
And tonight at 6 o'clock, we'll learn more about what will happen as the Madison City Council is planning to hold a public meeting to talk about what will happen next. All this after last month, 3 juveniles escaped from that facility. That incident brought back many memories from a 2017 escape. When 2 juveniles escaped, they're accused of killing a man at a local grocery store. After that incident, the city council hit the facility with a conditional business license. Tonight, the business's license once again is on the line, up for discussion. Madison's Mayor Paul Fendley says the public's input to this point has been more negative than positive for the facility. We'll update you on the story on air and on the 48 News app.
And today, Governor Kay Ivey and Congressman Robert Aderholt will be in Coleman. They will be there welcoming U.S. Census Bureau Director Stephen Dillingham for a session on the upcoming census. Now, since taking office, the governor has made the state census participation a top priority. Today's meeting will be at 12:30 p.m. at the Coleman Regional Medical Center.
It's just another young life lost. And we just want to know what happened.
Officer involved. Moments ago, we just learned some new information about an officer-involved shooting that left an Alabama A&M student dead. That incident happened in Lincoln, which is in Talladega County. Now the town's mayor confirms the officer was also shot in that encounter with 19-year-old Javon Ousley. Ousley was also getting ready to head back to school to Alabama A&M for his sophomore year. The shooting happened yesterday afternoon around 2 o'clock near Ousley's home.
Well, good parking spots might be hard to come by in downtown Huntsville. The planned Hyatt Hotel at the intersection of Jefferson Street and Holmes Avenue will be eliminating employee parking for nearby businesses. And one accountant says he's concerned it'll also make it harder for his clients to get to him. The nearby Clinton Avenue garage is an option, and he says the city should do what it can to ensure it's available for customers.
My feeling about Clinton is it should be kept as transient and temporary as possible, because that's where everybody in Huntsville knows to go. And if you're going to come downtown, that's the easiest spot to get.
Now, the city says it's monitoring the Clinton parking garage and that they say there is enough space to accommodate customers and employees. Construction on a new garage on Green Street is also slated to be finished by early 2021.
Now to an update on a story that had many of you talking on social media this past weekend. This Missouri man who you see right here, who went into a Walmart with a rifle, a gun vest, and more than 100 rounds of ammunition, is now telling his side of the story. Dmitry Andreychenko says he didn't know the store had to be evacuated just because of him. That is until police showed up. After he was arrested, he was charged with making a terrorist threat. He says before he went into the Walmart, he called the store manager to make sure he could bring his rifle into the store.
No one looked like they were scared. No one looked frightened. There was no one screaming. No one was getting trampled. It just looked like a very civil evacuation of the building.
He also says he did not consider the timing of his choice to walk into that Walmart armed after recent mass shootings in Dayton, Ohio, and El Paso, Texas.
And following public criticism, Walmart removed about 1,000 third-party items from its website that it says violated company policy. Following the recent mass shootings, the company was criticized for selling guns and pro-gun shirts. One of the removed items was a shirt that had the words gun owner and victim with a box checked next to gun owner. Another shirt that is still for sale on the site reads, gun control is being able to hit your target.
As the Justice Department investigates the circumstances surrounding accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein's apparent suicide, changes are now being made at the jail where he died. The top official at the Metropolitan Correctional Center is being temporarily reassigned, and 2 workers assigned to Epstein's unit are also on administrative leave. Attorney General William Barr ordered those moves after speaking out about the irregularities at the New York prison. Epstein died on Saturday. At the time, he was facing charges of running a sex trafficking ring involving underage girls.
All right, a recall alert to tell you about this morning. Sunsetter vinyl covers are being recalled. These are sold nationwide at places like Costco. The Consumer Product Safety Commission's report indicates that the awning can open unexpectedly. The report also showed that this issue killed a 73-year-old man. Right now, you can head to your 48 News app to see how you can get a free repair kit from the company to fix this issue.
North Alabama's most accurate weather team. Now, your First Alert weather with meteorologist Brandon Spinner.
Now, if you were looking at your 48 weather app yesterday, you might have been taken aback by the temperatures that you saw. But we're moving past that, and a little better today, just normal heat today, as opposed to normal off the charts heat.
Yeah.
Normal is 91 today. We'll be at 90. Yesterday we had 97 in Huntsville. Other spots in the valley were about that, but we had feels like temps as high as 110 to 115.
Wow. That
Insane.
felt like it. Yeah, it was.
Yesterday was definitely a second t-shirt alert day. Today, possibly. Tomorrow, though, I think you'll be okay. 75 degrees at the bus stop this morning. There is some areas of fog. Overall, I don't expect too much of that this morning. It's more so just the warmth and mugginess with some passing clouds. As we get towards this afternoon, we're looking at 90s out there with clearing skies. Humidity starts to drop, but it'll still be hot. Don't mistake that out there today. The heat is still there, just not quite as toasty as what it was yesterday. There's a cold front draped across the valley. That's what helped bring in those storms early last night or into the early parts of this morning. Now that front still slowly sagging south, and as it does, it will start to drop that humidity. Still seeing a decent amount of that through Middle Tennessee and Kentucky. Once we see those humidity levels drop into the afternoon, that's when we start to see the cooler air, especially for tomorrow morning. Now the greens and the blues definitely apparent as we look ahead into Thursday and Friday. That means low temperatures here as we look towards the end of the week. Fantastic. You're going to love Friday morning, I guarantee that. As we get towards the end of the weekend, though, that's when that heat and humidity really starts to pick back up. That cold front I mentioned, that's going to push south. As it does today, we could see an isolated storm or two develop in northeastern parts of Alabama, mainly between 11 to 2 o'clock. Don't expect an all-day thing, and don't expect it to be strong. Maybe a pop-up shower or two. Much of the action staying in northern Georgia. Behind that, though, is the cooler, clear skies. Should be a great day tomorrow and again into Friday. Now, slightly cooler air today compared to yesterday, down to 90. Tomorrow, upper 80s. And then Thursday, we're going to be dealing with the 80s, while Friday becomes the low 90s. And then Saturday, I want you to keep an eye on this. If you've got plans across the valley, upper 90s possible again. Tupelo near 99, Birmingham 98, Nashville 97. With humidity returning to the heat and humidity back for this weekend, we'll have a look at how long it stays in that Friday forecast is just a few minutes away. Alan?
This is your First Alert Road Report, sponsored by Bankston Motorhomes.
Good morning, I'm Alan Moore. We have an accident in Meridianville, Pulaski Pike at Monroe Road, and also major backup on Governor's Drive. This is westbound Governor's at Cliffs Edge Circle. It's just backed up for about a half a mile coming into Huntsville, westbound Governor's Drive this morning.
I want to perform this song in front of 40,000 people.
Songman returns with all new episodes tonight on ABC. Tonight, I'm coming for you, Cassie girl. The in-between season finale.
I'm sending you down to the dark place.
How do you stop a serial killer who's already
2020 Kia Telluride at University Kia. This is a brand new 8-passenger SUV, has touchscreen display, backup warning, towing capacity, and much more.
Oh, yes.
University Kia.
It's back to school time, and at Kroger, we've got more ways to save, like great sales on their favorites, digital coupons, and fuel points too. So saving is easy.
I'm an accountant, and during tax season, I rarely see my husband and kids. So I was surprised when our friends at Evadian Credit Union arranged for dinner with my family at my office. That's Evadian. They make you feel special.
It's the late hours, the side gigs, saving, sacrifices. Now it's your reward, your escape, your passion. Whatever it is, protect it. Protect your major appliances and more with Home Systems Protection from Alpha. When you buy a Subaru from Landers McClarty Subaru, you're not just 2019 Outback, just $229 a month. And the 2019 Forester for only $249 a month.
Seville Street. Experience our flooring displays and see exactly how it would look in your home. We are the best choice for all of your flooring needs, and we can fit most any budget. Let our award-winning design team help you find the perfect look for your home. With natural beauty and the strength to stand up to everyday life, you'll find all this and more at the Wood Floor Store, 380 Seville Street, Florence.
Are back. For a limited time, get 6 wings with fries, just $4.99. Sauced and tossed in your favorite flavor. Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, or classic buffalo. Jack's boneless wings are back. 6 and fries, just $4.99. Hurry and get them before they're gone. Jack's, all about the South.
And University Kia has the formula to save you money. Check out the all-new 2020 Kia Telluride at University Kia. This is a brand new...
Morning, a deceased man found at the intersection of Francis Amelia Drive and Rustic Trail. Investigators have yet to release any additional information, but we'll be sure to give you all the details as soon as they come in.
And Huntsville Fire and Rescue officials are working to find out what caused a fire at a home on Glasgow Road in North Huntsville. Officials say the blaze impacted 2 unoccupied homes. They say it spread to a neighboring home before they were able to put it out.
Also, we're getting a look at some of the damage left behind by overnight storms in the Shoals. Officials telling us trees and power lines are down on multiple roads across Colbert County, so a lot of cleanup.
Schools are hiring 2 more school resource officers, bringing the total number of 4 for that district. The city appropriation for these officers is only good for this year, so the council will have to revisit the expense every year. But Superintendent Dr. Jose Reyes says he's confident that private donations from businesses and the community will be enough to keep it going.
Today, we are expecting that heat and humidity to crank back up, though, by the end of the week. Upper 80s for Thursday. Feels like temperatures into the upper 90s today, low 90s tomorrow. Back into the triple digits, though, for the weekend. So enjoy Thursday and Friday mornings with the mid-60s, possibly even low 60s. The humidity and heat back this weekend and looks to linger into next week.
Also, enjoy the Today Show just moments away this morning. You'll find out why music mogul Jay-Z is teaming up with the NFL for an important new partnership. Plus, also more on the impact social media has on teenage girls.
And Karma hit a group of Chicago car thieves pretty hard right now on the 48 News app. Find a story of that group that they ran out of gas.
We're here throughout the morning with more news and weather as they break. Have a great morning.
On the job, the guards watching Jeffrey Epstein placed on leave. Reports they were asleep for hours the night he took his own life. The prison warden now reassigned. A team of federal investigators set to arrive today. Paths of destruction, powerful storms tear across the country, spawning tornadoes in multiple states. Homes damaged, trucks flipped over. And Dylan is tracking a new severe weather threat for millions today. On defense, the head of ICE in an NBC News exclusive on those immigration raids in Mississippi.
I think this was a textbook operation.
And why a top White House official is under fire for his comments about the Statue of Liberty. All that, plus, can you hear me now? Facebook admits listening to some users' private conversations. Out of this world, the new music festival planned by the guy who asked millions to storm the infamous Area 51. And are you ready for...
From NBC News, this is Today with Savannah Guthrie and Oda Cuffey, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
Hi everybody, good morning. Thanks for being with us on a Wednesday morning. Very interesting deal that Jay-Z made with the NFL, and a lot of folks are hoping he'll book his wife Beyonce for the halftime show.
He's going to be the brains behind the halftime show and some other initiatives as well, so we'll have more of that coming up.
Yeah, let's get to our top story. Some big overnight developments in the investigation into Jeffrey Epstein's death. Officials are now looking into whether prison guards who were supposed to be checking on him every half hour were sleeping for hours that night. NBC's Stephanie Gosk is here with the details on this breaking news. Steph, good morning.
Good morning, guys. That's right. A Justice Department official says an after-action team from the Bureau questions surrounding Jeffrey Epstein's apparent suicide in his Manhattan jail cell. Two law enforcement officials now telling NBC News investigators are looking into whether the guards responsible for checking on Epstein at the time of his death were sleeping on the job. Logbooks now being examined to see if there are discrepancies compared to what is on the prison camera system. The guards were supposed to check on Epstein every 30 minutes. Sources now saying there is a gap of several hours before Epstein was found in his cell. As for the guards themselves, a person familiar with the investigation now tells NBC News that one male employee who was working overtime when Epstein died was not and had full training and experience as a corrections officer.
We are now learning of serious irregularities at this facility that are deeply concerning.
Attorney General William Barr placing both of the guards on administrative leave and also reassigning what were the victims going to be able to do once Epstein took his life, what was going to be their legal recourse. And now we know that Jennifer Rose, the accuser who you interviewed and sat down with, who says Jeffrey Epstein raped her as a teenager, she has now filed a lawsuit that names his close associate Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, Rose says that she never met Maxwell, and as we know, they had a relationship. She had a relationship with Epstein for decades. They were close friends.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yes.
Did. She is allegedly an enabler to what has been called this sex trafficking ring of underage girls. It is essentially an expanded lawsuit. It also includes 3 unnamed employees, and you may remember the indictment against Jeffrey Epstein had 3 unnamed employees as part of it. This will be, I think, a model for some of these accusers going forward in how to take legal action against Jeffrey Epstein's estate.
Well, right around the time that we did that interview, she had filed some kind of anticipatory paperwork for a lawsuit against Epstein. So as you say, it's very significant to see how some accusers are still going forward in the justice system absent him by trying to bring in some of these alleged conspirators.
Yes, and it also raises the very big question of where is Ghislaine Maxwell? We have not heard from her. We have not seen her name coming up more and more, guys.
Stephanie, breaking news. Thank you.
Thanks, Steph. Another big story that we're following this morning, the weather. Powerful storms, including several tornadoes, caused damage from Colorado to the Carolinas yesterday, and there's new threat of some severe weather today. Dylan is in for Al once again. Dylan, what are we looking at?
Good morning, Craig. We are seeing the severe threat push a little farther to the south today, but take a look at what we saw in Minnesota yesterday. This is Ellendale, Minnesota, where we did see these funnel clouds begin to drop down from the larger clouds above there. And yesterday we saw 4 reports of tornadoes in Minnesota and 3 in Colorado. And we had 127 reports of wind damage, expanding from the East Coast all the way back through the Eastern Rockies. And today, through the Eastern Rockies again, is an area where we will see some of our strongest storms. We could see hail up to 2 inches in diameter, wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour or higher, and we can't rule out a few tornadoes as well. We also have the heat to talk about. In the southwest, obviously a dry heat, but temperatures running about 10 to 15 degrees above average. And now the heat is pushed down to the Gulf Coast, where not only will it be hot, but it'll be humid, so it's going to feel like it's about 110 to 115 degrees in some of those areas, like Jacksonville, like Pensacola, Florida, down through New Orleans. Shreveport will feel like 105. Houston will feel like 108. And then as we go into tomorrow, temperatures still stay with your feels like temperature above 100 degrees. In the southwest, again, we're running about 10 to 15 degrees above average. Palm Springs should hit 113 today. Yuma, Arizona, 114. Phoenix, 113. And as we go into tomorrow, temperatures will still stay in that 115 to 120 degree range. So it is going to be exceptionally hot in your part of the country. So that's
I was going to say, my hometown, that's a high temp for sure. Dylan, thank you so much. And now to an NBC News exclusive, the head of ICE defending those massive workplace raids in a new interview with NBC. And another top Trump official under fire this morning for what he said about the Statue of Liberty. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez joins us with more. Hey, Gabe, good morning.
Hey, Savannah, good morning. Matthew Albert is the 4th acting ICE director since President Trump took office. He makes no apologies for the sweeping raids last week at food processing plants in Mississippi. Meanwhile, another top immigration official is being criticized for changing that famous poem on the Statue of Liberty. has welcomed generations of immigrants to this country.
Good morning.
This morning, a top immigration official taking heat for rewriting the Statue of Liberty's famous inscription. It reads in part, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free." Ken Cuccinelli, the acting director of Immigration and Citizenship Services, instead saying this, asked on NPR, it was still America's message.
Give me your tired and your poor who can stand on their own 2 feet.
Cuccinelli appeared to double down on his statement late Tuesday.
Well, of course, that poem was referring back to people coming from Europe, where they had class-based societies, where people were considered wretched if they weren't in the right class.
Those comments sparking outrage overnight.
They throw things like this out, which is red meat for their base of people who want to create a whiter nation.
Democratic presidential candidate Beto O'Rourke tweeting, "This administration finally admitted what we've known all along. We think the Statue of Liberty only applies to white people." It all comes after the Trump administration announced plans to restrict legal immigration, making it tougher for people to get a green card if they receive any public assistance like Medicaid or food stamps. President Trump says the change is long overdue.
I am tired of seeing our taxpayers paying for people to come into the country and immediately go on to welfare and various other things. So I think we're doing it right.
The amount of planning.
Meanwhile, in an exclusive interview with NBC News, the acting director of ICE says every child affected by last week's immigration raids in Mississippi is now with a caretaker.
In hindsight, is there anything ICE could have done better last week in Mississippi? No, I think this was a textbook operation.
Matthew Albence is defending the operation. Despite the emotional accounts of kids left without parents, he said he folded.
You've seen this thing. I have, yes. You have.
I need my dad for me.
What would you tell him? Well, I don't think I would speak to the little girl. I would speak to the parents, and I would speak to the community at large. The parents or the individuals that are breaking the law are ultimately the ones that are responsible for placing their children in this situation.
Back in Mississippi, none of the companies who hired the undocumented workers has been charged. Albence says the criminal investigation is ongoing. Craig and Savannah.
All right, Kate Gutierrez with an exclusive interview. Thank you.
Now to an about-face from President Trump and his ongoing trade war with China. Pumping the brakes on his administration's latest round of tariffs on a number of Chinese goods. NBC's White House correspondent Peter Alexander has more on what it means for your wallet. Peter, good morning.
Hey, Craig, good morning to you. Listen up. This could affect your holiday shopping list. It certainly touches on everything from toys to tablets. The president, who has repeatedly insisted that those tariffs would hurt China, not the U.S., is now backing off his trade war. He says to spare American shoppers during the holidays. This morning, temporary relief for American companies and consumers after a rare retreat from President Trump, announcing he'll delay his threat to slap tariffs on some of the $300 billion worth of Chinese goods from September 1st until December 15th. The president, for the first time, acknowledging his actions might mean American consumers pay more.
So we're doing this for Christmas season, just in case some of the tariffs would have an impact on U.S. customers.
Until now, the president's repeatedly insisted only China would pay a price.
The tariffs are not being paid for by our people. It's being paid for by China. It's been proven that our people are not paying for those tariffs.
The 10% tariff postponed on popular items, including cell phones, laptop computers, and video game devices, as well as many types of toys, clothes, and shoes. Apple and toy maker Hasbro among the companies publicly opposing the tariffs. The Trump administration also saying some products will be removed from the tariff list based on health, safety, national security, and other factors. The stock market rallied on the news, surging more than 370 points Tuesday. Even as some economists warn the risk of a recession in the next year is growing, in part due to this escalating trade war with China. And the president, as you know, has already, of course, imposed $250 billion in tariffs on Chinese imports. Of course, higher prices on key items heading into an election year, that could be politically problematic for President Trump. Still, the move, China experts warn, could also undermine the president's message to China, indicating, in fact, a willingness to back down from his tariff threat.
amid potential backlash from American consumers or voters. Greg and Savannah.
You're Alexander, traveling with the president there in Bedminster. Peter, thank you.
Police in Dayton, Ohio have released new details and surveillance video from last weekend's mass shooting that killed 9 people. They say 24-year-old Connor Betts stopped at Blind Bob's bar with his sister and a friend 2 hours before the shooting, then later took off on his own, eventually heading back to his car for a backpack with his rifle and a change of clothes. He returned to the bar, police said, and firing from outside, shot 26 people in 30 seconds. A bouncer pulled people to safety inside another bar. Betts was then killed by police 32 seconds after his first shot. Police also clarified that 17 people were wounded by gunfire, 3 more than previously reported.
Flights resumed this morning at Hong Kong International Airport after protesters disrupted operations for 2 straight days. Clashes broke out last night as police used pepper spray and batons to clear demonstrators from the main terminal. At least 5 people were arrested. No official reports of injuries, though. The airport sit-in was an escalation of 10 weeks of street protests. It grounded hundreds of flights ferrying travelers at one of the world's busiest air travel hubs.
We turn now to a landmark law that goes into effect here in New York today, and it could peel back decades of secrecy surrounding sexual abuse allegations against groups such as the Catholic Church. NBC's Ann Thompson is here with that story. Ann, good morning.
Good morning. This is a big day for survivors because New York is the first of 5 states this year to pass a bill allowing child sex abuse victims to file civil suits, no matter when the alleged acts happen. The law is called the Child Victims Act, and it creates what's called a look-back window to allow victims of past abuse to file civil lawsuits against the people who harmed them and the institutions who employed them. This could mean a flood of lawsuits against organizations like the Catholic Church, the Boy Scouts, even the estate of Jeffrey Epstein. This morning, a new chance at justice for thousands of sex abuse survivors in New York State.
For the first time in my life at 37, I have agency over my own body. And so does everyone else that's watching this.
The Child Victims Act, signed into law earlier this year, now allows sexual abuse survivors to sue until they are 55. It also opens a 1-year look-back window, giving survivors a year starting today to sue their abusers or liable institutions, no matter how long ago the abuse took place. Previously, New York statute of limitations on child molestation cases barred anyone above the age of 23 from filing civil lawsuits. Suzanne Robertson and June Maloney plan to take advantage of the new law. The sisters say they were sexually abused at St. Coleman's Orphanage in Waterville, New York in the 1960s. St. Coleman's did not return NBC News' request for comment. What kind of difference will it make in your life?
Nobody will ever say liar after my name.
And that it never happened.
They'll never say liar.
Lawyer Jeff Herman has represented sexual abuse survivors for more than 20 years.
This is really a significant law for victims of abuse in New York. We are representing victims who were abused decades ago, and for the first time in their lives, they have a sense of empowerment and can be heard and have their day in court.
The financial impact could be immense for many New York institutions, including the Catholic Church and the Boy Scouts. A 2003 look-back window in California spurred more than 1,000 lawsuits and led to the Diocese of San Diego filing for bankruptcy. Could these cases bankrupt the Catholic Church?
The Archdiocese of New York is a very large diocese. It's a very large entity. Don't expect them to be filing for bankruptcy.
Earlier this month, the Archdiocese of New York said, quote, "We encourage anyone with an allegation of sexual abuse to come forward, no matter where that abuse took place or when that abuse took place, to report their allegation to law enforcement." In a new statement, the Boy Scouts of America said, in part, "We are outraged that there have been times when individuals took advantage of our programs to abuse innocent children." And like the church, the Boy Scouts are urging anyone who's been abused to come forward. This is a real important opportunity for survivors.
You made a good point, Ann. This isn't just about money for a lot of these survivors.
Yeah, in fact, I have never talked to a survivor in all the years I've done this where money was the thing they wanted. What they want is someone to acknowledge that they were telling the truth and this was done to them. And that's what these civil lawsuits give them the opportunity.
We see the women that you just interviewed. I mean, this is abuse that happened 60 years ago, and the tears come so quickly.
It's like it happened yesterday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dylan is back now with the look at the rest of the national forecast. Hey, Dylan.
Good morning again, everyone. And we do have two areas of severe storms today across the eastern Rockies and down along the Gulf Coast, where it is also very uncomfortable as temperatures will feel like it's about 105 to 115 degrees. It's also very unsettled through the Great Lakes and into the Northeast, so don't expect a whole lot of sunshine today, although no real severe weather expected in the Northeast. And we're looking for a few more record high temperatures in the Southwest as highs get about 10 to 15 degrees above average. That's a look at the weather across the country. We'll get to your local forecast in the next 30 seconds.
In Amsterdam, I dreamt I saw my mother again.
This is the one I was talking about.
You're the boy, are you? The boy whose mother was killed.
We all feel afraid sometimes.
Good morning, everybody. Mainly dry start for the day out there today after a few light showers earlier this morning. A light shower just to the west of Lynchburg, just north of Lincoln County, and just north of Fayetteville. We're dry here in North Alabama.
Hey,
now. You can see
you want to go to the scrap yard here in about an hour and a half?
Decatur and Scottsboro.
Let me take that brass crap over there.
More sunshine on the way later this afternoon as high temperatures climb back into the upper 80s and low 90s. Humidity
There you go.
open
up.
back later in the week.
What time do they open? I'd say 8 or 9 o'clock.
Surprisingly, partnership between the NFL and Jay-Z.
I'm not sure what time
Player
she's gonna
protests.
call, but
The Super Bowl halftime show. We're going to hear from the music.
Plus, serious new privacy concerns for millions of Facebook users as Facebook acknowledges listening to some users' private conversations. But first, this is Today on NBC.
I'd want to perform this song in front of 40,000 people.
Oh my God!
Song returns with all new episodes tonight on NBC. Tonight, I'm calling for you. Cassie girl. The In-Between season finale.
I'm sending you down in the dark place.
How do you stop a serial killer who's already dead? The In-Between tonight on NBC.
Get more for less than you thought at Landers McClarty Nissan. Huge selection, clearance price during the Nissan Bottom Line Sales Event. 2019 Altima, $18,995. $179 a month lease. Landers McClarty Nissan.
Here's another home ready to get Window World windows, and this is why they chose us.
Window World is America's #1 replacement window company. And since we sell so many windows, we can beat anybody's prices. Our windows are made right here in the USA. Energy Star rated, backed by the Good Housekeeping seal, with a lifetime transferable warranty, including glass breakage. At Window World, not only do we stand behind our windows,
We stand on them.
call us now for your free in-home estimate.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Are you the best in the plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical field? Does the company you work for value your technical ability, or do they always push you to sell more? At Hiller, our technicians are rewarded for being dedicated to customers, fixing problems right the first time, and always learning. So if you want to be part of a team of true technicians here to help customers, not sell them, give us a call or visit hillershiring.com today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today. Get more for less than you thought at Landers McClarty Nissan. Huge selection, clearance price during the Nissan Bottom Line Sales Event. New Nissan Maxima or Kicks, your choice. $265 a month lease. Landers McClarty Nissan.
Still ahead, is your team's social media habit damaging their mental health? An eye-opening new look at potential dangers that may be far worse for girls.
Also calling all alien enthusiasts, the man behind that viral push to storm Area 51, revealing plans to throw a huge festival near the Air Force Base. The first to local news.
How do you gauge the greatness of an SUV? Is it to carry cargo or to carry on a legacy? Its show of strength or its sign of intelligence? In crossing harsh terrain or breaking new ground? This is the time to get an exceptional offer on the Mercedes of your midsummer dreams at the Mercedes-Benz Summer Event, going on now. Lease the GLA 250 SUV for just $329 a month with credit toward the first month's payment at the Mercedes-Benz Summer Event. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
This summer at Panera, we're going all in on strawberries at their reddest,
ripest, they make everything better, like our strawberry poppy seed salad and new strawberry summer caprese salad. Order online for delivery. Panera, food as it should be.
You got this. You got this. You got this. You got
Cats will do anything for the irresistible taste of Temptations treats.
What are you doing?
Hey, check this out. Temptations. All it takes is a shake.
All right, sweetie. Airplane time!
That's gross. But it happens. Call Stanley Steamer and get back to clean.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Bottom line is, moms love that Lando Frost premium sliced meats have no byproducts.
Baloney!
Join the call.
Hey, Baloney here.
I thought this was a no byproducts call.
Lando Frost Premium, a slice above.
We're pretty different. Somos muy diferentes.
Everyone in your family is different. That's why Verizon now offers more plans to mix and match, so everyone gets what they need without paying for things they don't. New plans start at just $35. The network more people rely on gives you more.
Coffee before your 8 a.m. Velveeta breakfast biscuits to get you through your 9, 10, and your 11 a.m. team mixer. Made with a delicious blend of grains, get 4 hours of lasting energy to outlast your morning.
The president's top guardian angel has fallen.
Can't you see? I'm being set up.
You can't hide from us.
Don't worry about finding me. I'll find you.
No!
Angel has fallen. Rated R.
It's time to shop at Macy's, where Star Rewards members can earn rewards even faster during Star Money Days. Plus, save on thousands of specials, like denim for everyone, $25 and under. And new shoe styles for her, 25 to 60% off. Now at Macy's. From new love to lifelong friends. Moments together call for America's family favorites. Clifton, live alive.
What might seem like a small cough can be a big bad problem for your grandchildren. Babies too young to be vaccinated against whooping cough are the most at risk for severe illness. Help prevent this. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today about getting vaccinated against whooping cough.
You may not notice it's a protein bar. Dark chocolate and crunchy peanuts will do that. Nature Valley protein bars.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
Your she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shear?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Home insurance trusted by more people than any other. State Farm.
At Mercedes-Benz of Huntsville, time is running out to save during the final days of construction. New 2019 GLC 300. Buy, 0 down, $599 a month. We'll make your first payment. Hurry in to Mercedes-Benz of Huntsville.
It's back to school time, and at Kroger, we've got more ways to save, like great sales on their favorites, digital coupons, and fuel points too. So saving is easy.
Attention RVers, don't buy anything until you visit Huntsville's largest RV dealer. Campers and RVs clearing the lot with a massive liquidation sale. Save up to 43% off on top RV brands. Only at Campers Inn RV or online at campersinn.com.
At Mercedes-Benz of Huntsville, time is running out to save during the final days of construction. Choose your new Mercedes-Benz today and lock in low APR financing, plus 2 years prepaid maintenance. Hurry in to Mercedes-Benz of Huntsville.
This
This WAFF 48 News Update is sponsored by River City Roofing Solutions.
Good morning, everybody. Madison County deputies right now looking for answers after a person was found dead early this morning near Rustic Trail and Francis Amelia Drive off Winchester Road in Huntsville. Not much is known right now. We can tell you the person is an unidentified male. We will pass along any updates we receive. Morgan County employees could soon be getting a pay raise. Our partners with the Decatur Daily tell us that Commission Chairman Ray Long proposed that pay hike because he says it's necessary to retain but also to recruit workers, especially as construction at the Mazda Toyota plant site continues. It would be a 3.5% pay raise going into effect October 1st if it's approved. Community members helping each other stay cool during this very hot weather. Read how a local Kroger and Huntsville Utilities are doing just that right now on the 48 News app.
This is your First Alert Road Report, sponsored by Bankston Motorhomes.
Good morning, I'm Alan Moore. We are backed up eastbound 565 and the I-65 interchange in Limestone County. Alabama 67 at I-65 in Priceville, an accident, and backed up in Huntsville, westbound Governors, Montesano Boulevard to California.
And good morning to you on this Wednesday. We have seen some patchy fog this morning. Overall, it's just cloud cover this morning. The good news for you is it won't be as hot today, and the humidity should drop as the day goes on. However, still warm and muggy this morning, and humidity does stick around through the middle of the day. But by the afternoon, you see these numbers go from the 70s into the mid-60s. That's a sign of lower humidity as we go throughout the later parts of the day today. Your Thursday into Friday, looking much nicer, low humidity. That means lower afternoon temperatures, mid to upper 80s out there in some spots. For your Thursday afternoon, Friday morning, could be into the low 60s. Get ready for that comfortable weather. Have a great day.
When you buy a Subaru from Landers McClarty Subaru, you're not just choosing a car. You're choosing a brand with a commitment to protecting all of life's most precious cargo. This month only, use the 2019 Crosstrek for only $219 a month. 2019 Outback just $229 a month. And the 2019 Forester for only $249 a month. Turning the Subaru a lot to love of it. So shop Landers McClarty Subaru in Huntsville today. A Frank Williams dealership.
Wake up! The Labor Day sale is starting early at Mattress King. Save up to $1,000 off select adjustable mattress sets, or choose any size Sealy mattress and pay the twin size price. Only at Mattress King. But hurry, if you snooze, you lose.
Avadian summer CD specials are really bringing the heat. Right now, you can earn 2.6% APY for 26 months, or 2.5% APY for 13 months. Visit a branch or avadiancu.com to get started.
We are back at 7:30 on a Wednesday morning with a look at our plaza there. That plaza, by the way, perhaps you've noticed, has been missing something all week. Al Roker. Yeah. That's because Al is in the middle of an amazing adventure.
Look at how huge those are back there. Look like floating cities. It's crazy.
There he is, glasses and all, living his best life. He is exploring the natural beauty of Greenland and how changes in the environment there are impacting the world's largest island and the rest of us as well. You know, climate change is something that is near and dear to his heart. We are looking forward to seeing his reports very soon. He'll be back, I think, tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to have many stories to tell in the coming weeks. We've got a lot to get to. Let's get to the headlines of the morning. The investigation of Jeffrey Epstein's apparent suicide is reportedly looking at whether one or both of the jail guards responsible for checking on him that night were sleeping. Sources tell NBC News that security footage is being compared with the guard time logs to see if any records were falsified. The two guards have been placed on leave. The prison warden has been temporarily reassigned. The guards were supposed to check on Epstein every half hour, but sources say there was a gap of several hours before Epstein was found dead. A task force from the Federal Bureau of Prisons is arriving at the facility today to examine what went wrong.
The Los Angeles Opera has launched an investigation into allegations that its director and legendary tenor, Placido Domingo, has a history of sexual harassment. 8 singers and the dancer have told the Associated Press that over a period of decades, Domingo tried to pressure them into sexual relationships. They say he used the promise of jobs and punished them professionally when they refused his advances. Other women say they witnessed such inappropriate behavior. The 78-year-old Domingo said that the allegations are deeply troubling, but as presented, inaccurate.
And here's a dramatic reminder about what can happen when you just can't wait to send that text, but you probably should. Police in Berlin, Massachusetts released this dash cam video showing a driver who appeared to be texting behind the wheel, then slamming right into a utility pole. The officer had to react quickly just to avoid hitting the wreck. The woman was issued a citation, escaped with just a cut on her head. Police hope that releasing this video will save lives further down the road.
Text is never worth it.
No.
Never worth it. Meanwhile, the NFL has found a surprising new business partner, music mogul Jay-Z. They are teaming up for a music and community activism deal that will allow the rapper to guide the iconic Super Bowl halftime show and some other initiatives as well. NBC's Joe Fryer joins us with more on all of it. Hey, Joe.
Hey there, good morning, guys. The official announcement will come later today, but NBC News has confirmed the new partnership between the NFL and Rock Nation, the entertainment company founded by Jay-Z. It is expected to focus on 2 arenas, helping to expand the league's entertainment offerings and tackling one of the NFL's toughest issues, continuing tensions with players over social justice.
Rap star Jay-Z changing his tune from this, I said no to the Super Bowl, you need me, I don't need you, to this. The NFL announcing a bold partnership with the music impresario, which actually gives him major influence over the Super Bowl halftime show, one of the most watched events in the country. The perhaps unlikely alliance will begin as the NFL's 100th season kicks off. According to the league, they hope the deal will nurture and strengthen community through music and the NFL's Inspire Change initiative. It's a bold step for the NFL as it looks to move past the controversy surrounding Colin Kaepernick and other players kneeling during the national anthem.
There's people being murdered unjustly.
But they also ignited a nationwide firestorm fueled in part by President Trump.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that off the field right now, out, he's fired.
For his part, Jay-Z openly championed Kaepernick's cause, calling him an iconic figure and wearing a custom Colin K jersey while performing on SNL in 2017. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell tried to downplay the Kaepernick controversy on Today.
Well, I think when our players speak out and they feel strongly and passionate about something, I think it's a good thing for us.
But the NFL has faced an ongoing backlash, with big-name artists reportedly rejecting invitations to perform at last season's Super Bowl. Jay-Z's new deal with the league already has some wondering if his superstar wife Beyonce will be the first performer to pull off a Super Bowl halftime show three-peat, following her unforgettable performance in 2013 and again in 2016, with a politically charged show paying tribute to the Black Lives Matter movement. This new long-term partnership also makes Jay-Z the headliner of the NFL's social activism campaign, Inspire Change, which was launched earlier this year. The goals of the program: promoting education and economic advancement, improving police and community relations, and criminal justice reform. In a statement, Jay-Z says, Rock Nation has shown that entertainment and enacting change are not mutually exclusive ideas. Instead, we unify them. This partnership is an opportunity to strengthen the fabric of communities across America.
So Joe, Jay-Z is going to be doing the Super Bowl. What other initiatives is he going to be involved with? Do we know?
Yeah, well, some of the possibilities mentioned by the league, something called Songs of the Season, which would be inspirational songs played during NFL broadcasts, plus a platform for players that might include podcasts where they can talk about the social issues that matter to them. Back to you guys.
Over in the NFL, Joe, thank you.
Also this morning, Facebook is under fire once again, this time for its handling of audio recordings shared between users. NBC's Morgan Radford is on this story this morning. Hey, Morgan, good morning.
Good morning. That's right, guys. We're talking about recordings of voice chats from Facebook's Messenger app, which is used by more than 1 billion people each and every month. Outside contractors tasked with transcribing those conversations reportedly felt that their work was unethical.
The future is private. This is the next chapter for our services.
A company that preached privacy after failing to protect its users' data is on defense yet again. Facebook confirming overnight that the tech giant has been reviewing some user audio clips shared through its popular Messenger app. Bloomberg reporting that outside contractors were rattled by the job of transcribing the audio, not knowing where the sometimes vulgar clips were recorded, how they were obtained, or why Facebook needed the transcriptions. according to people with knowledge of the work. The contractors also reportedly felt it was unethical because users didn't know a third party might review it. Facebook telling NBC News it paused human review of audio more than a week ago, adding the only users affected chose a transcription option in their Messenger app. Facebook says it masked the audio so that no user identities were revealed, and the practice was only to make sure their artificial intelligence was working correctly. Facebook's founder, Mark Zuckerberg, has been pressed on the company's handling of user audio in the past.
Does Facebook use audio obtained from mobile devices to enrich personal information about its users?
No. Well, Senator, let me be clear on this. I mean, so you're talking about this conspiracy theory that gets passed around that we listen to what's going on your microphone and use that for ads.
Right.
We don't do that.
It's the latest black eye for Facebook, just fined a record $5 billion as a result of a federal investigation into its privacy practices. But it's not the only tech giant to have people reviewing user conversations. Apple, Google, and Amazon, which all have virtual assistants listening to help users, also facing criticism in recent months. Those companies later stopping the practice completely or allowing customers to opt out.
Okay, so on its support page for the voice-to-text feature, Facebook never actually mentions human review. Instead, it says it uses machine learning and that the more people use the feature, the more it can help. And even though Facebook says it has paused their reviews, you can opt out by not having your audio clips transcribed. So if you've already chosen that option in some conversations, you can actually just switch it off in that chat's details menus. So there you go, guys. Go to your Messenger app.
Okay.
I'm sure it's
So
all.
good old-fashioned texting. You don't have these problems.
Or the voice memo.
Right. We might have different problems. Yeah. All right.
Or maybe you could just call someone.
Yeah. Well, there's a thought.
Let us
Thank you.
turn to Ms. Dry now for another check of the weather. Hey, Dylan.
Good morning again, and we've got the chance of storms today down along the Gulf Coast. You see Dallas is seeing some heavier rain right now, northern Louisiana, and also parts of southern Louisiana, and this will extend over into Florida as well. And Florida is an area that is going to see days and days of rain with these pop-up showers and storms all along the Gulf Coast and extending down into Florida. Some of these downpours could produce several inches of rain in a short period of time, so that's why we could see some isolated flash flooding if that rain really doesn't let up. Also along the southeast coast, we could see up to about 2 to 3 inches of rainfall through the Carolinas and extending down into Florida too. So that is going to be a wet area for the rest of this week. That's a look at the weather across the country. Now here's a peek out your window.
Out our window, we're seeing clouds and a little bit of sunshine in the Tennessee Valley. It's 73 in Gunnersville, Decatur, and Coleman right now at 75 in Scottsboro. A mix of sun and clouds through the morning. There will be quite a bit of humidity as well as heat as we get towards the early afternoon. Even a chance at a storm between 11 and 2 o'clock. Very minimal if those do develop. Upper 80s and low 90s today. Humidity starts to drop into tomorrow. No real impacts tomorrow or Friday, but another hot day on the way by Saturday.
That's your latest forecast.
All right, Dylan, thank you. Stella had a story all parents need to see about a new warning on social media use and the toll it takes on the mental health of young girls in particular. We sat down with a group of teens to find out what's really going on behind those screens.
Also, a first look at one airport's pioneering new program aimed at making things easier for young travelers with autism.
And then we've got some big news ahead on PopStart about the long-awaited sequel to Coming to America.
First up, are you ready for alien stock? The man behind that viral call to raid Area 51 now ready to throw a festival near the top secret military base. We'll let him explain right after this.
Tired of family movies that leave you in tears? I am tired of this. Now, grab your flock for the biggest surprise of the summer.
Oh my gosh!
It's hilarious and so much fun.
Whoa, didn't expect that.
Angry Birds Movie 2, rated PG.
Humera patients, you inspire us. The way you triumph over adversity and live your lives. That's why we redesigned Humera. We wanted to make the experience better for you. Now there's less pain immediately following injection. We've reduced the size of the needle and removed the citrate buffers. And it has the same effectiveness you know and trust. Humera Citrate Free is here. A little change can make a big difference. Humira can lower your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection. Ask your doctor about Humira Citrate Free. Here's to you.
Last time I bought a used car, I ended up paying too much. It's pretty embarrassing.
Only Carfax.com can give you the most accurate price based on the Carfax report. Stop the shame of overpaying and start your used car search today at Carfax.com.
Have you smelled this litter?
No.
Nobody has. It's unscented.
Tidy Cats Free and Clean Unscented. Powerful odor control with activated charcoal. Free of dyes, free of fragrances. Unscented odor control like that? Try Tidy Cats Free and Clean.
Was that one on Patton Road over there? I mean, that Marshall Drive, that scrap yard over at Patton's.
Fox 5 exclusive on a story our I-Team has followed for more than a year now. There is some major shakeup going on at the Georgia Department of Insurance. Georgia's new insurance commissioner, John King, has asked the entire board of directors of the Georgia Underwriting Association to resign.
Yeah, according to a federal indictment, former insurance commissioner Jim Beck stole more than $2 million from Georgia Underwriters Association while he was running the company. Senior I-Team reporter Dale Russell has this exclusive interview and says King wants to start fresh with new leadership. Dale?
Tonight, John King has been a police chief and a military commander in combat. He comes to this new job with no experience in insurance, but plenty of ideas on how to rebuild an organization he calls stagnant.
I'm asking for the board of directors to resign.
Insurance Commissioner John King has led Georgia National Guard combat troops in Iraq and Afghanistan. He says asking the Georgia Underwriting Association Board of Directors to step down so he can start fresh was no problem. What if they say no?
I'll thank them for their service.
The Georgia Underwriting Association, or GUA, is an insurance company created by the legislature for Georgians who can't find insurance anywhere else. This is the same organization that former insurance commissioner Jim Beck is accused of stealing $2 million from.
He's alleged to have perpetrated fraud for 5 years involving his closest associates and his family members.
In May, a federal grand jury indicted Beck on 38 counts of mail fraud, wire fraud, and money laundering. The indictment alleges Beck set up a web of companies with friends and fraudulently billed GUA more than $2 million. Governor Kemp suspended Beck and appointed John King as new commissioner. Beck pleaded not guilty to the charges.
Those were one of the first tasks that the governor's asked me to work really hard to reestablish that confidence in the public of Georgia in this agency, in the leadership of this agency.
King, a former police chief of Doraville and a major general in the Georgia National Guard, comes to the job with no background in insurance, but a sharp eye for potential trouble.
Looking at, some of the folks that got brought in that probably have no business in government service.
King has fired some people, reassigned others. He plans to examine GUA's operations and financial stability. But he's not going to investigate a now 2-year-old arson of a property owned by GUA's former director, Jim Beck.
Do you have a suspect? I don't, actually.
Earlier, the I-Team reported on a number of troubling issues involving the arson of a Carrollton property owned by Jim Beck and insured by GUA. The I-Team obtained a copy of Beck's insurance application that showed some 2 weeks before the arson, Beck nearly doubled his insurance coverage from $95,000 to $186,000. Beck told us it was because of renovations he was doing.
If you have an unfinished basement in your home and you finish it, you're really under an obligation to tell the insurance company you've done it because you've materially changed what they're insuring.
An internal memo written by the insurance department lawyer at the time, obtained by the I-Team, stated, "We are concerned the insurance could have been obtained under false pretenses, and GUA did not report suspected insurance fraud."
The allegations are disturbing. I mean, just the way that the case rolled out.
King says his fire marshal's office by law can't investigate the arson unless they're requested to do so. He believes the Carroll County District Attorney and the FBI know the facts we've reported.
I'm pretty sure that they're aware of those circumstances.
Yet Beck could return to his old job if he's found not guilty. King says he'll be ready. Would you run against him?
Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind I will run against him.
Why?
Because I see the need. This agency touches so many Georgians in so many ways that they deserve an ethical, moral leader that does the right thing every day.
Now, Commissioner King's letter asking for the resignation of those 12 GUA board members went out this morning. King plans on shaking things up a bit, saying he will talk to people from all walks of life to find who will be the best fit for the future new board. Dale Russell, Fox 5 News, Russ Cincinnati.
Well, catching the players that were here. I got some right here. You want my feed? Yeah.
Turning to a story we've been covering all week and for a long time before that, which is gun safe in the wake of these frequent shootings. And there's signs it's working. Take a look at none other than the president.
Frankly, we need intelligent background checks, okay? This isn't a question of NRA, Republican, or Democrat. I will tell you, I spoke to Mitch McConnell yesterday. He's totally on board. He said, I've been waiting for your call.
You are listening to an NRA-backed incumbent president say we need intelligent background checks, and saying the NRA is maybe the pressure or some kind of public negotiations, saying the NRA will get there. That is what people have been saying is a step.
And limiting the names in the national database designed to keep firearms away from dangerous people. So he talks about intelligent background checks. He's done some very, very profound things. Checks about
Yeah. That dog was? I guess he.
His name is Elvis.
Coffee? Yeah. Yeah, dump it. Drinking it? Oh, you drinking it? All right, it's in there. Set it there.
At the beginning.
Yeah, a couple cigarettes left still. You want one? I'll take one. Two of them left. One on Holmes is a lot closer than way the fuck out there in Putnam. Go down that street.
Trump says, we're going to keep the Mexicans that's got good credit rating.
What?
Trump says he's going to keep the Mexicans that's got good credit rating. Dead in a few more years, and I don't give a fuck. That place is like a bunch of money. Got another place behind it. 4 lanes too. 4 lane now. For the animal.
Huh?
I said that's not being being right there on the corner of Andrew Jackson with animals wouldn't be too good unless you got a fence. That place is $1,200–$1,300. Yeah. That old man Sharp's still kicking it around. Where are you going, man? You need to turn here. This is all got construction down here. Just down Holmes Avenue. That Garden Cove move somewhere else, or they go out of business, or what? I don't know. I guess they went out of business. think. Crap. That's West moved over here. This ain't Miller's no more. Park on this side, I'll just carry the bucket in there. Get a flat tire. I'm gonna park. Bucket of brass. I'm a park.
I got a bucket of brass. Yeah, you can't park right there. Just give me a minute. Just stay put for a minute.
I don't want a flat tire either. Can I park over there? Oh, I can't park over there no more. I don't know. New company just took it over. I don't like niggers.
So anyway, so Zenny Optical has this thing. Look, you know, Tootsie is famous for her glasses.
Yeah.
They have Tootsie glasses. Look at yeah. How do you see them? Here they are. Oh, look, these are the glasses that Tootsie wore.
Oh, you look just like Tootsie. Oh.
Santino Fontana. Tootsie to have the Tootsie glasses.
Stay in the car.
yesterday, everyone's walking around looking at their phones. How come they all can't go away? What do you have going on?
All right, planes flying again in and out of Hong Kong International Airport. There have been 10 weeks of protests across the world. Time they say is a month that he did in the detention. If he wasn't, oh girl, that has happened to me. Fits into my summertime plans. Wherever I'm headed, I can plug into the Audible app, and a library of best-selling audiobooks and exclusive originals pop right up. Your first audiobook is free at audible.com/Elvis.
Introducing the $1 yoga deal.
Breathe in. And I'ma see you later.
Or get a real deal at McDonald's. Introducing the buy one, get one for $1 deal. Buy one of your faves and pick another for just an extra $1. Choose from the Big Mac, filet of fish, quarter pounder with cheese, or 10-piece chicken McNuggets. But you better stop by McDonald's today, because this deal is only around for a limited time. Prices and participation may vary. Valid.
Because at Farmers, they've seen and covered it. Talk to Farmers.
This week at Walgreens, get great deals on the everyday essentials you need. Now through August 17th, redeem balance reward points in store and receive a coupon for 10 times everyday points. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See store for details.
Want the inside scoop about today's hottest movies and biggest stars? Check out Variety and iHeartRadio's new podcast, The Big Ticket with Mark Malkin. Here's a sneak peek.
This week I sit down with Lee Pace.
I felt like I wanted to change the way my face looked in a way that ultimately it's like it just became a distraction. Right. You know, it was just one thing too much.
Search Variety and follow The Big Ticket with Mark Malkin on iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Get your free credit scorecard today, even if you're not a Discover customer. It includes your FICO credit score, and checking your scorecard won't hurt your credit. Learn more at discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply.
Orangutans. They're beautiful, playful, and majestic, and disappearing. Every day, as many as 20 orangutans vanish. They starve to death when their homes are destroyed, or are killed when they stray into villages in search of food. International Animal Rescue is fighting for the survival of the critically endangered orangutan, but we can't do it without you. Please visit internationalanimalrescue.org and help us save orangutans before it's too late. That's internationalanimalrescue.org.
Pros do it right to save 5% more on eligible purchases every day just by using your Lowe's business credit account. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Subject to credit approval, cannot be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. U.S. only. You know how it goes. You want something so badly and it's just out of your budget. But did you check eBay? On eBay, you don't save on one thing. You save on the special things, the everyday things, and the happy dance things. Find it all at the right price every day, only on eBay.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Fortin Associates. Attention vets and those serving in our military. Have you suffered hearing loss or ringing in your ears? Did you serve the military between 2002 and 2016? You may be eligible for compensation. 3M's Combat Arms earplugs are defective. Court documents show that the defective Combat Arms earplug was known by the manufacturer as early as 2000. Furthermore, the manufacturer manipulated test results to make it appear the earplugs met government standards. They knowingly put our military members at risk. The manufacturer has already paid $9.1 million, and we believe they owe the service members who suffered hearing loss a check. If you served in the U.S. Armed Forces between 2002 and 2016 and suffered hearing loss or tinnitus, call Ford and Associates now at 800-900-0441. We will fight for you to get you the compensation you deserve. Call us now for a free case review. Call 800-900-0441. 800-900-0441. 800-900-0441. It's hot and your air is out. You need it fixed now. Call Joe East 1 Hour. Celebrating 50 years.
That was quick. Yes. What's a brass pant these days? You pretty good on that. Not much. $60. Grass is paying. 17 cents a pound.
Yeah.
God, that was like $2. That's the pounds. How many pounds do you have? That's it. 1.5000. He has more pounds on that package. I'll tell you, I guess 17 cents. Price. Pardon? I said, I'm alright. Can't hear you. I'm alright. Jill call you again? Nope. No. I got them food stamps too. I would use some potatoes. Milk, some milk. Took some chicken out to cook last night, but I didn't even cook it. Once I got that damn vodka, I just drank that shit. Yeah, that's right. Took a shower of that this morning, maybe. I said I should have took a shower of that this morning. It makes me feel better. Another 3 shots yesterday evening, dude. Look at it. Damn. That's from that pigmented shellac for a primer. They come off the old shit. They're on the new pine, you know? I told them, man, this is the wrong fucking primer. Well, that's what the boss wants to use. Alright. So that sits on top. Doesn't soak in. That's a carpenter for it. Pardon? That's a carpenter telling the painter how to paint. They've gotten that, they're gonna get killed. They got that other shit. Shellac. Zinger. That's what it is. Something like that. Zinger's pretty good. Huh? Zinger's pretty good, but it ain't for down. She's right shit it is, yeah. But not for new pine wood. Shit. Well, I mean, it's hard to get pine. This latex stain, huh? Do it every. You want anything besides milk? That'd be it. Huh? I guess that's it. Yeah.
save on the Happy Dance things, especially the Happy Dance things. So stop searching, shop eBay right now. Start saving on exactly what you want. Find it all at the right price every day, only on eBay.
Introducing the $1 concert deal. Or get a real deal at McDonald's. Introducing the buy one, get one for $1 deal. Buy one of your faves and pick another for just an extra buck. Choose from the Big Mac, filet of fish, quarter pounder with cheese, or 10-piece chicken McNuggets. But you better stop by McDonald's today, because this deal is only around for a limited time. Prices and participation may vary. Valid for any equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with any offers or combo.
Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans is with you every step of the way to provide a seamless mortgage experience. Visit rocketmortgage.com. Licensed in all 50 states. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 3030. This week at Walgreens, get great deals on the everyday essentials you need. Now through August 17th, redeem balance reward points in store and receive a coupon for 10 times everyday points. Walgreens.
You guys support each other in a way that makes
#1 hit music station. Clarksville's #1 hit music station. 106.5 Kiss FM.
$0.45 ago. That ain't right. Yeah, one now. Shit, Jill still gets like almost $200. She got kids over there on the fence. I don't know why she gets that. No, Nelson didn't put nothing down. You know, he didn't put down Granny paid or utility bill. It's like $6. Karen and Jill know how to work that shit. Put down the kids, put down the rent's way up there. He's got medical bills, that down. Going back cutting everybody off. Everybody's about cutting more people off, yeah. forward, man. He's looking back, man. Trailer down because of that. That's why I put some that over. I had to dismantle that big trailer. Hazmat after when they're dismantled. It wouldn't be a bad place to set another trailer. Cargo trailer.
For an on-time guarantee.
Southern moments that shape you. Days with Dad, meeting a hero, and getting your wings. Jack's boneless wings are back. For a limited time, get 6 wings with fries just $4.99. Sauce and tossed in your favorite flavor. Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, or classic buffalo. Jack's boneless wings are back. 6 and fries, just $4.99. Hurry and get them before they're gone. Jack's, all about the South.
Most of the time, when you buy a car, there's a price. And then there's a dealer fee, a doc fee, a prep fee, and random add-ons you don't need. Before you know it, you're looking at up to $3,000 more than where you started. Try the Greenway. The price you see, online and in store, is the price you pay. No dealer fees, no add-ons, no hidden charges. It's a new way. The right way. Greenway.
This morning on Today Food, a chef with an unusual path to the kitchen.
Derek Turner went from the bright lights of the music scene to the heat of the stove, where these days he focuses his creativity on making good food. Derek Turton, aka Chef Teach, knows a thing or two about how to make a hit.
I've worked with a lot of artists, and I have a really successful music career.
For 18 years, his sole focus was the music world, including working with one of the biggest recording stars of the decade, Pitbull.
I managed Pitbull for 13 years on Handshake, which, that's unheard of. We do
when not touring, backyard barbecues became iconic events for fellow musicians and family.
So it's like the chicken was fantastic, lasagna was amazing, but that mac and cheese, and the mac and cheese was always like the centerpiece and the talk of the barbecue.
Encouraged to turn his pastime into a business, he bought a food truck and hit the road.
It's less about money, it's more about like passion and me pushing legacy and trying to do something that I can give to my kids.
The world-famous House of Mac food truck became an instant hit with consistently long lines and celebrity sightings. Last year, he opened his first brick-and-mortar. It quickly became a social media hotspot.
People saying that grace over food is basically taking a picture and posting it on Instagram, right?
And now with 2 restaurants under his belt, mac and cheese is the star of his show.
The facial expression you make when you take that first bite or a little dance you do, there's a food dance, that's the same feeling like you get it with music. So, happy.
And we're happy to have Chef Teach is here this morning. What's his story on Teach? What is that?
Well, it's a childhood nickname. I used to wear glasses before I had LASIK surgery, so it's just a childhood nickname. He said I look like a teacher, and it's now stuck with me over the years.
So cute. Before we get to the recipes, you have a logo, and I know it's really meaningful to you. Can you tell us the backstory?
So my logo was actually a picture of my dad. My father passed away in 2013 suddenly, and basically I wanted to eternalize my work, so I had this idea to kind of make him like the chef boy of my brand, and you know.
And that's an old passport photo.
Yes, that's like yeah. When he passed away, he went through his bags and he had like a passport from the 70s with the butterfly collar. So kind of sit there and you know.
That's really cool.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Let's get to it. All right, this is the famous 5 cheese.
Yeah, so
truffle mac and cheese.
So this is the world famous 5 cheese truffle mac. So we're gonna start with some salt, and so you want to put a decent amount of salt inside of it because the salt prevents it from the macaroni cheese from.
Like a lot of stuff, like ocean water.
Yeah, you want to taste like ocean water. And it won't make the pasta salty or anything like that, but it'll definitely help it from sticking. And you want to put the macaroni in there. All right. And then we're gonna move on. So then, while the macaroni's boiling, you want to work on the roux. So you've got the melted roux. Yeah. So my family makes macaroni pie. So we're Trinidad, and they call it macaroni pie. But in school, I learned how to make it with the roux. So I kind of like mix.
A little bit.
It's like a fusion.
Okay.
And so basically, you got the melted butter. You add the flour. You add a little bit of flour to the butter. You mix that, and you add you let that kind of thicken. You add the heavy cream.
Yeah.
Slowly. You want to add that slowly so you can kind of get like a texture to that.
Okay. Are you stirring as you go, or?
Stirring as you go.
Okay.
And then so basically I season the roux. You know, some garlic, black pepper, seasoning salt, and then I add a little bit of truffle oil.
And are you supposed to do the roux kind of like slowly on a low heat, or what?
On a low heat.
Yeah.
And you wanna like just let it kind of get like a consistency. Add the truffle oil.
How much truffle oil? Just
I mean, yeah. I mean, it just depends on your taste. Some people, a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with truffle oil. So you can do it totally without the truffle oil and it'll be just fine. Right? So that's the roux.
Yeah.
And then so once you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You gotta have the cheese.
Yes, of course.
You gotta have the cheese. All right. So I use Parmesan Romano, cheddar cheese. I use smoked Gouda, I like a little smoked taste.
Yeah.
Fontina, and then I add mozzarella last because mozzarella's kind of straight, and so it's just easier to mix it like that. So I add the cheese.
Okay.
Let me just move that.
Yeah. All right. So then you obviously let them melt. Mozzarella last.
Yeah.
You can kind of dump them all in.
Yeah, you dump them all in, but add the mozzarella in last.
Okay.
Because it just that's what gives it kind of like that cheese pull.
All right, I'll give it a stir. Oh, look at Craig. He's already eating. Then what happens?
All right, cool. My man.
So you melt the cheese.
Melt the cheese, and then which brings it to a cheese sauce, something like this. All right. And then once you have the roux, you add.
Okay, our cooked mac and cheese.
You add the cooked macaroni.
And you cook it all the way through, or is it like al dente because you're going to put it in the oven?
It's al dente.
Yeah. Okay. And then you put it in a cast iron pan.
Yeah. Why cast iron, by the way? That's just my preference. I like the way the presentation of it.
I wish people could smell this. It smells so good. Okay.
So from that cast iron pan,
And then how long in the oven? Because I want us to get our second recipe.
Put in the cast iron pan, top with panko, breadcrumbs, and parsley.
Yeah.
In the oven for about like 25 minutes or until golden brown.
Okay. Now I'm gonna eat, and you start with Craig, because this is your pizza mac and cheese.
So pizza mac and cheese is pretty much the same thing as the 5 cheese with no truffle, and then you're gonna. Well, actually, you add the only cheese you add into this is some ricotta cheese. Like I know, right?
Oh wait, come on.
So you add the ricotta cheese, you mix that up in there.
So you're adding another cheese. Now you're
It's like a six, maybe 7. You add the put it to the skillet.
Ah, that's good. So I'm having a religious experience over here.
It is that good. Same way, cast iron skillet.
Same cast iron skillet.
This is some pizza sauce.
You're gonna add some marinara sauce to it. Spread that around nice. Instead of putting the cheddar jack, you're gonna use mozzarella for this one.
Oh, on top. Yeah, let's go look.
Mozzarella. I personally don't eat pork or red meat, so I use turkey pepperoni chicken sauce. Okay, you enough for both those, right?
And it's not cooked. You're gonna put it in the oven. It'll kind of finish it off.
Yeah, get it in the oven and finish it off.
How many different kinds of mac and cheese do you have in the window?
I have about like 19 different variations of mac and cheese.
What's the craziest one you have?
We have a seafood mac and cheese that has lump crab, 6-ounce lobster tail, shrimp.
And you are wasting your time with Pitbull, aren't you?
Man, Pitbull be shoot.
Derek, Chef Teach, thank you so much. And the restaurant's called House of Mac.
World famous House of Mac.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you here. Thank you so much.
You guys.
You can find these recipes and a lot more at today.com/food. We're back in a moment. This is Today on NBC. I gotta share this one.
How many calories?
Don't ask that.
Well, I don't have a calorie count.
Don't ask.
Mercedes-Benz of Huntsville. Time is running out to save during the final days of construction. New 2019 GLC 300. Fun, 0 down, $599 a month. We'll make your first payment. Hurry in to Mercedes-Benz of Huntsville.
When I'm in the pool, everything else fades away. There's always pressure. But once you hit the water, it's just you and your time. When my shoulder pain started, I didn't think I'd be able to compete at all.
There are a lot of options when choosing an attorney. All you have to do is turn on the TV. At Weddermark Keith, we believe in doing things a little different than others. Respecting our profession.
You want breakfast?
In advertising.
Yeah, I'll let
Respect
you know.
for our clients. Call Weddermark Keith. WKFirm.com. When you buy a Subaru from Landers McClarty Subaru, you're not just choosing a car. You're choosing a brand with a commitment to protecting all of life's most precious cargo. This month only, lease the 2019 Crosstrek for only $219 a month. 2019 Outback just $229 a month. And the 2019 Forester for only $249 a month during the Subaru About to Love event. So shop Landers McClarty Subaru in Huntsville today. Williams Dealership.
My family loves riding around this old car. It's a source of pride and joy for all of us. As a lawyer, I've seen how quickly a serious car wreck can take all this away. That's one of the reasons I started Tylerman Injury Law, to help accident victims and their families during the tough times and help them get back to the good ones. I'm Tyler Mann. If you or someone in your family has been injured, I'm your man.
Tyler Mann Injury Loan, 256-400-4000.
Guys, it's back!
Inline skating?
Rock and roll here?
Calling this thing a pound sign instead of a hashtag? No, the sensation is back at Zaxby's.
The Sensation Salad is back, and introducing the new Sensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette. Both served with an egg roll. The Sensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal, only at Zaxby's.
Really? Hi, guys.
We like the gray.
It's car buying season at Nissan's Bottom Line Bottom Year-End event. Get the bottom line on the last for 2019, like the Tech Advance Rogue and Altima. Hurry in for model year-end savings on our full line. Now get 0% financing for up to 50 months on 14 models, or get up to $1,000 holiday bonus cash on top of existing offers.
You can be dry. Your life spins out of control because you've been hit by a negligent driver. If you've been in an accident and suffer any of these, the time to call Watermark Heat is now. WKFirm.com.
That feels so cool right now. Manal!
Manal!
Hey, Manal!
A new comedy from the producers of Blackish. You grew up in a cult. This family went from the commune to the cul-de-sac. You don't have to worry about what those other kids think. They're idiots.
I don't want to be an idiot so bad.
Next Dish, September 24th on ABC.
Hey, good morning. We're following breaking news this Wednesday morning. The Madison County Sheriff's Office is investigating a homicide that happened after a man's body was discovered on Francis Amelia Drive. Now, deputies found the body and say the victim was apparently shot. Right now, they're working to identify the body, and as soon as we gather more information on this story, we will alert you both on air and online. Well, overnight, extensive damage remained through Lauderdale and Palmer counties after those storms rolled through our area. You're looking at some video of the damage through downtown Tuscumbia. One roof was even ripped off and landed on a car there. We reached out to the Cobb County EMA officers, and they say they are out there on the streets this morning to really assess the damage and help with the cleanup efforts. Keep it right here on Way 31. We'll have a report out of Tuscumbia coming up at midday at 11. Up next, Rob Elvington has a look at your forecast. I'm Way 31 news anchor Marie Waxel. You can depend on Way 31 morning news for the information you need to plan your day. Depend on Way 31 news to get you ready for the day ahead. Coverage you can count on. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
Bragg's of Huntsville is a Huntsville original. Huntsville's original home for fine furnishings and accessories. It's our 78th anniversary sale with store-wide savings up to 60% off. The anniversary sale. Bragg's of Huntsville, Governor's Drive in the Medical District.
Are you ready for what's next? The opportunity to make a difference, to challenge yourself, to be better, to connect on a greater level. That's what the future looks like at Northeast Alabama Community College. Join us and begin your future today.
Are you suffering with nerve pain causing neuropathy? Do you experience shooting, burning pain in your feet and hands? It's time you beat neuropathy. We offer a new treatment with proven documented success without lasers, surgery, or narcotics that will help you beat neuropathy. St. Luke Integrative Medical Center. Call now for your free consultation. And please ask about our new amazing stem cell therapy. 256-929-7941. That's 256-929-7941. St. Luke, embracing life, not pain. It's Bragg's of Huntsville's 78th anniversary. Bragg's of Huntsville is having a sale. The anniversary sale with savings up to 60% off our collection of fine furnishings and accessories. Bragg's of Huntsville, Governor's Drive in the Medical District.
Welcome back. We are tracking gradual clearing through the rest of this morning. Mostly sunny skies by this afternoon. Highs only up to the low 90s today, and that also comes with drier air that affects those north winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So that's going to keep the heat index values lower than what we've seen over the last few days. Still up into the mid to upper 90s by the mid to late. Still the high hot side, but yesterday we saw heat index values around 112 in Huntsville.
See Wave 31 News live wherever you are.
It's live with Kelly Ryan. Today, a rising star will step. And Street from Wine Country features Katie Palmer. Plus DJ Khaled. All next on Live. And now, here are Kelly Rivera and Ryan Seacrest.
Wednesday, August 14th, 2019.
Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day.
It is National Creamsicle Day.
Hey, isn't this a holiday we can all get behind?
So this was invented, creamsicles were invented by Frank Epperson. This was back in 1905.
Are you kidding? A creamsicle has been around that
Since
long?
1905. And he was 11 years old when he invented it. Young Epperson.
How did he invent that?
Well, he
Did he even have ice back then?
It was an experiment of enclosing vanilla ice cream with a layer of frozen fruit juice, and he came up with the creamsicle. And it was first called the Epsicle, then it was called the Popsicle, and now it's called the Creamsicle, sometimes even the Dreamsicle. And I have the Dreamsicle right here for you.
Yes.
Sometimes dreams don't come true.
I like to get right to the cream.
I think the Creamsicle's having performance anxiety.
Is it going to taste like mint toothpaste?
It's good, man. That is so nice and refreshing. Sorry.
It's the right level of creamy.
Listen, certain things are meant to be together. I think peanut butter and chocolate are meant to be together.
Do you see how I'm on an imaginary swing right now?
Are you in fantasy garden?
Swing
For a free consultation, call 800-285-4971. That's 800-285-4971. Or go online to ResoKid.com. Kids Club Pet Care and other public reason mission. You can take your vacation using an app. This, a portable nebulizer meant for home. An advanced studies mission with nebulizer air quicker and easier to use than just an inhaler. It's like getting hospital quality treatment
Hello? Hello?
Your father gave you yours.
Are we giving Dennis his beans?
Good reason for telling Dennis we wouldn't buy him a new car.
He's take care of his things.
What time is it?
5 after 2. Tomorrow night.
I suppose if a person wanted to, they could pick up on those goals at 5 and 10.
On the way back, a person can pick up the beans at a grocery store.
Really, stop pussyfooting. This person wants to.
We didn't say anything about not having him win one.
That boy doesn't have a chance. It does seem unlikely that he would win. He has so many games to come. I gave him 2 pounds.
You know how I do it? Scientifically, I figure out the number of beans in a cubic inch and the number of cubic inches in a 2.5 gallon bowl. Just multiply them together.
You can poke and beat him and figure it out, and then put in a guess in his name.
Yes, it might be an interesting mental exercise, but I don't know.
If he had a bicycle of his own, he wouldn't be wanting to ride yours all the time.
Great Scott, where's my slide? Just about making it. So I think we're doing this. That is from Stack of Cheese. I'm not even sure. 5,200.
took the kids shortcut to the backyard. I just had to run right over. Oh, well, you're just wasting your time if you was right at home in the zombie and sweet steak digging. How did you know, Hazel? Oh, that Barney, that Bill. Well, I only got one team left, and as long as you didn't know that I told you, I've got a feeling it's a winner. Well, I got a feeling it won't be, because it ain't my day. What's the matter, Hazel? You look like you just burned the clothes. It can't be that bad. Oh, can it? This is Mr. B's birthday, and the initial golf balls I
Like my little girl's birthday. Car insurance. Get coverage for as little as $20 down with Budget Bill Auto Insurance. Get a free rate for the order visit and proof of insurance on the spot. Then get where you're going on your own. Visit Bill.
How are you? Take these two chairs a moment. This is Clement Bishop, and it is Mr. Clark. Frankly, we've already met. The Watkins and Mr. Humphreys, they're ranchers like myself. Now, I haven't discussed this with the councilors yet, but I'm sure they'll agree with me that Agate needs law officers desperately. Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, may I interrupt? Certainly. I'm sure you understand it's nothing personal in what I'm going to say. Indebted as we are to these men, we don't know. Mr. Bishop, we've seen these men in action. Now, there can be no doubt in any of our minds that they're exactly what this town needs.
Now, wait a minute, gentlemen. We're cattlemen, not loggers. We were just passing through on our way east to look for a cattleman.
You won't find one, I can tell you that. We're going to try.
That's not exactly good news, but we'll just have to keep trying ourselves. As far as putting on a badge, we've done that before, too. And we didn't like it.
We have a range war on our hands. And whether the council agrees with me or not, as mayor of Agate, I'm authorized to appoint town marshals. Now, I offer you each $100 a month apiece, plus room and board.
We haven't seen that much money in a long time, so. I know it is. Well, let's just think about it while we're eating.
Now, that's fair enough.
Well, bring your steaks in here.
Here's my pie.
You know, there's one thing I can't get through my mind. Why would anyone try to raise for times like these?
It's the best time if you have the money. The Diamond Bee has it. It's the biggest ranch in this area.
And Terry Blake, who owns it, is taking advantage of the bad times to run us small ranchers out of business. Who do you think's paying the traffic in his bunch?
That's just what I was going to ask. Terry Blake's outfit is bigger than all our ranches put together. She's fenced her range. Swore that she would shoot anyone crossing her ground.
This Terry Blake is a woman.
Her father was killed not so long ago in a stampede. She accused her neighbors of being to blame. Now she's also accusing them of rustling.
Well, gentlemen, it sounds like you've got a real problem. Jess and I would like to help, but we can't.
I'll tell you what. If you two can clean this up within a month, we'll give you a $25 bonus.
Why not, son? We haven't got anything to do for at least a month. It's a good way to pick up some extra wages. Not for me, Jess. You can stay if you want.
Anybody shoots me, I want to be sure you're around to carry me home.
Sorry, Mayor. So, thanks for the offer. Seeing as we didn't take you up on it, I'd like to pay for the meal. It's mighty good.
Now, Mr. Sherman, I'll take care of it.
Thanks.
Go on.
That kind of fun we can do without. Where to now? Oh, north, I guess. The army camp's with me. Go, Ned, and I'm here in a minute. Jess, look out! You hit? No. Let's go see if that $100 job is still open.
If you're between the age of 45 and 80, the facts about life insurance might surprise you. Don't let misinformation keep you from getting coverage. Take this quiz and learn how to help protect your family. Factor in. You must go through a medical exam or answer a long list of health questions with guaranteed acceptance from John Hancock never requires a medical exam or health questions. You can't be turned down for health reasons. Next factor, men. The average person doesn't need life insurance unless they want to leave an inheritance or have kids living at home. Also a myth. Everyone has expenses that life insurance can help your family pay for. Real costs like funerals, medical bills, and other debts. Factor men. Typical funeral services can cost nearly $9,000. Actually, that's a fact. And Social Security only pays up to $255 to help with funeral costs. Could your family pay the rest? Final factor men. Life insurance rates go up as your policy ages, and the amount of coverage you can get goes down or expires. That's true for some policies, but not final expense life insurance. Once you make your first payment, it will never go up, and coverage never goes down for life. Rates start around $12 a month, and policies range from $2,000 to $20,000 to fit your needs and budget. You can even choose how you'd like to make payments. For more than 155 years, John Hancock is helping the needs of more than 18 million customers, so you know they'll be there for your family. As a bonus, enjoy healthy living discounts and rewards with the exclusive John Hancock Vitality Program.
Call or go online to learn more about final expense life insurance with guaranteed acceptance. Call 1-800-485-0152. Call now.
Attention military service members. If you or a loved one used suicide combat arms earplugs during duty between 2003 and 2015 and then suffered from tinnitus, ringing in ears, partial or total hearing loss, ruptured eardrum, you may be entitled to financial compensation. These earplugs manufactured by 3M Company expose thousands of U.S. military service members to damaging levels of sound. Learn more about your legal options. Call Thomas J. Henry today for a free and confidential consultation or go to tjhlaw.com.
It's only a matter of time until your cheap engine light comes on, or worse yet, your car needs repair. That could mean a big surprise auto repair bill. That's why it's so important you call CarShield today.
I was elated that I had CarShield. I was more than happy.
It's no fun when you have a car that's broken and you can't pay for it to get it fixed.
So, if your vehicle has 5,000 to 150,000 miles, just tell us the make and model of your car or truck and get an instant plan quote. In a matter of minutes, you can be covered.
My experience with CarShield is that they absolutely come through every time.
If my car breaks down, I can count on CarShield to cover it for me. CarShield definitely has my back.
Your car could break down at any moment, but you could stop expensive repair bills by calling CarShield. Waiting could cost you thousands, so pick up the phone and get CarShield's very affordable coverage right now. Call 800-337-0235, 800-337-0235.
The brawl rages on. It's Audie Murphy versus Randolph Scott. First,
I'm expecting you, but I'm here.
Arizona Raiders. Then get yourself fresh birds for the world. Starting tonight, 8/7 Central on Grid.
That's all right, I guess. Still think it ought to say violators will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Something kind of high sounding like that.
We don't have to threaten him, Jason. That says all it has to say.
I think I'll go and enforce the law. I'd like to introduce myself. That's a good question. You see,
Well, don't bother to answer. Just get out of my way.
well, I'm very sorry, but I can't do that. You see, you're breaking the law. It's my responsibility to see you don't.
Yes, what kind of law would that be, Marshal?
Well, you see, there's a sign over there by the jail. And according to that sign, what you're doing is illegal. You too, mister. Marshall, too. And how long has this been going on?
This is our first day on the job.
Probably you asked. You can't enforce an order like that in the town I gotta get.
Well, we're going to try, miss. But I'm afraid you're going to have to surrender your guns till you finish your business in town.
Makes good sense, don't it? Nobody carries a gun, nobody gets shot.
Except by you mean. It's two more of the mayor's hired guns.
We were appointed by the mayor, but we're not hired guns. We're town marshals.
You can call yourself whatever you want. And you can post notices up and down the whole street. You're not gonna take my gun.
Ma'am, if you don't surrender your firearm, I'm just going to have to take it.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I didn't even think about drawing, man. All of a sudden, it was just there.
Why, you would have shot me.
No, I wouldn't. I bet I haven't shot a girl in months.
If that's your idea of something funny, I can do without it.
Ain't my idea of a joke either, Miss Terry.
I'll take your gun, too. Terry Blake?
Miss Terry Blake. What's the matter, Mayor? Aren't you man enough to shoot me yourself? Come on, Calico.
You should have put her in jail to cool off while you had the chance. She's got the worst temper of any woman alive.
Sounds like you know her pretty well.
Yes, I do. Well, I guess I might as well tell you before someone else tells. We were once engaged to be married. You could have fooled me. She don't seem to take to you too much. Nor anyone else, but herself and the Diamond Bee. And it's the luckiest thing that ever happened to me when we broke up. Imagine being married to a girl like that. I don't know. It's kind of an interesting idea.
Oh, I don't think you're her type, but, Mayor, if you're going to stay in town, might as well have your gun, too.
I know, I'm headed out to my ranch. Doing a good job. Keep it up. You know, Slim, I've been wondering.
Wondering what?
Wondering if we're on the right side of this mess.
Yeah, I've been wondering the same thing. I think I'll take it right out. Have a talk to this time.
I won't be glad you're right out there by yourself, Marshal. You're right at the top of her shooting list. Thanks to me, of course.
Guess I'm gonna go to Rodney's for a little while. I think he wants to. And probably get lined up over it. I'll go to Rodney's on that for a minute and then go over to Jill. She ain't called, but I guess I'll just run over there. I take the dog with me. Here, put the collar in. And I'll leave him here.
At Farmers Insurance, they know there's a crucial difference between a kick drum pedal and your car's acceleration pedal. Because at Farmers, they've seen and covered it. Talk to Farmers. Introducing the $1 yoga deal. Breathe in.
Introducing the buy one, get one for $1 deal. Buy one of your faves and pick another for just an extra buck. Choose from the Big Mac, filet of fish, cheese, or 10-piece chicken nuggets. There's the buy McDonald's today because this deal is only around for a limited time. Prices and participation there. Valid for every 4 plus or buy
contract. But
Really?
it's like $13,000 he's gonna pay her back. He come up there yesterday, raising hell. Said he wanted back pay for me staying there, Paul staying there.
What's up?
Told her Barry was over there and he's not supposed to be there. Jumping, raising hell, jumping, getting her blood pressure up.